can be highly stressful. It can be very tiring. But you have to basically, as the actress, as someone in front of the camera now, you can't look and say, oh, she looked like she's doing the 29th take and she's real tired sort of thing. How difficult is that? Not saying that you have to do 29 takes or anything. Well, I'll let you ponder over that for a little while because we have to go to a break. See the flinging the table all over the place as well. When you have these movie people around, they like to take over the show themselves. So what we'll do, let them cool down a little bit. We'll take a quick break and come right back in our discussion with Heidi Walcott and Sean Hodgkinson involved in a story about Wendy, which sold out in an hour for the first viewing that was on Saturday. We'll be talking to them, continuing our discussion right after this break. Continuing our discussion with two young people involved in the movie industry in Trinidad and Tobago. It's Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival time, and we're dealing with that in the second hour of our Republic Day edition of Morning Edition. Heidi Walcott and Sean Hodgkinson involved in a story about Wendy. And for people like me who have no social network site, who don't communicate with the world at all on that, and wondering what the France is a story about Wendy, here's a little teaser as to what it's about.
Very well find yourself on Murray Street selling your body for crack.
Yeah? Next to your mother.
Why don't you do what my mother pays you to do and clean my room?
I was kissing that dog. He's so nasty. I was bringing some dead animal into the house.
Just spoke it at hush.
God, I hate my life. What's wrong with me?
I wonder if that's playing a role or being yourself. As I say, I try to cause some trouble here for actress Heidi Walcott and writer-director Sean Hodgkinson. But when you see, I listened to some directors, I think, talk about their own when they did a movie, and some of them wouldn't want to hear a review, don't want to know anything about it because they just did what they did, and who like it, don't like it, that is the so-and-so business and so on. There are others. I remember one saying that he went to the back of the theater just to sit down in the back and see what the reaction would be. Where do you fit in that?
I really don't like attention. Talking in front of cameras and talking, I'm very nervous.
You like to be at the back of the camera ordering people around.
Maybe. Yeah. But if you create something, you want people to see it. So you want to talk about it. And at the same time, you're terrified that they may not like what you... It's like, maybe it's giving birth to a child, and somebody say your child ugly. Oh, God! You know? But people are entitled to their opinion. I remember once we had a clip online, and somebody said, oh, God, that's just horrible. Yeah. I was depressed for 2 days. But you have to learn to have tough skin because not everybody's, people are going to criticize it. They don't like this, why you choose she. And they can say whatever they want.
Well, you choose she. But Heidi, we were watching that trailer. And do you find yourself, when you look at it and say, well, you know, you analyze, you always criticizing yourself and so on. How do you, or do you say, look, I mean, I did the best that I could do, who don't like it, well, what else can you do?
I don't know, I'm very tough on myself, I think. It's hard for me to watch myself. Like I was telling Sean, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the screening, even though, you know, all my family and friends, which is harder for me because those are the opinions that matter the most. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like to watch myself.
But how do you handle criticism? And I ask this in a serious way because there are some people who just don't want to hear anything negative. Don't tell me nothing. Yeah. And there are others who say, look, you know, I value, if it's somebody's opinion you value, whether it's a friend, some family member, someone whose opinion you value, you really take that on board a lot more than all of the hundreds or maybe thousands who will be coming and say, you're the greatest ever, all you need now to go on Hollywood and you'll take over from all of them. What matters to you in that sense?
I guess constructive criticism is always welcome. I prefer when people think a little bit before they want to dive into, you know, saying what they have to say, but
give a valid explanation why. You know, I didn't like this because X, Y, and Z.
You know, that would
cool. You don't people saying, hey, that's the best thing, boy, and as you turn your back, that was a real crap.
Yeah.
We prefer it because it'll just, you see, this is basically a pilot for a mini-series. You can say that. It's a short film and a pilot.
So a mini-series supposed to be coming?
Yes.
Okay.
So we actually want the criticism, the constructive criticism, to know how we can do better, where we can, if we need to steer it in a different direction.
Yeah.
We're very open and welcome that way. We're not going to be like, no negativity. We want to hear the constructive criticism.
Are you operating, Sean, in a little niche of the movie-making environment of Trinidad and Tobago, where you haven't broken through as yet to mainstream Trinidad and Tobago, who will say, well, you know, these are a bunch of hoity-toity young people from out in the West who live in this idyllic, idealistic life, and they don't have to cope with what the rest of we have to deal with.
I wish that was the case. I think
so. And we've gotten that already.
What I wanted to do was tell a story that maybe was from my experience, that I know about, that anybody from anywhere in the world could relate to. But it's set in Trinidad. It's a Trinidadian story. You know,
which is what I love, because Trinidad has so many different sides. It's not just one side, and I love that we're throwing, you know, another aspect of it in there.
The West the place too, you know.
Well, it's a kind of
Trinidad,
it's a kind of funny place too as well. But we have to close this segment up. Maybe just as well right now, because we've given you a little teaser of what is to come. In fact, I'm told we have a few more minutes. Yeah, we have some more time. I don't know why we're closing off so early. That's why we have a director.
Don't kick us out yet.
Yeah,
we like being here.
We'll kick you out in a little while. But it allows me to ask the question. The film festival, the success, certainly with the availability on the social network of all the information concerning the movie, does that encourage you about the film industry and the environment in Trinidad and Tobago to continue here?
I think so. I think it from a few years, like as a kid, there was no, I wanted to make films as a child, but back then there was no outlet to do so. Now, as a kid coming up, there is hope that there are films, maybe a story about Wendy, maybe Buck. You know, there's so many new films coming up that say, look, we can do this. We can see ourselves, we can hear ourselves on TV.
And do we want, as an actress, Heidi, there must be the temptation to copy some actress that is outside there that has the high profile, whether you're talking about a Meryl Streep or somebody else, some glamorous so-and-so or whatever. How difficult is it to be yourself?
I think no matter, I had the pleasure of studying with Kirk Balls and Raphael Noble, who are based in LA, and some of the things that they tell us is acting in a sense is stealing, or art is stealing, because you're inspired by so much that, you know, how could anything truly be original, like, especially since so much is out there already and you're exposed to so much and influenced by so much. But I guess growing up different, I'll always bring my own to something. But oh God, Meryl Streep, Angelina Jolie, those are my idols. Of course, I would study them, see what they might do in certain situations, and then just add my own flavor to it, you know?
Is it as much about the glamour and the physical appearance and the acting, or the quality of the acting?
Quality. I think quality matters, because there's a scene where in the movie where I do not look attractive at all. And they all loved it, and I'm just like, no, but I just look, my face, everything, they're like, it's perfect, and you just have to go with the flow sometimes.
I'm not sure about the glamour. I mean,
no,
we were in Tobago and Heidi was a production assistant. She had to hold a reflector in the bushes. I mean, because everybody wanted to be part of it.
Love.
Yeah.
It's just
she cooked for the cast.
Because you're trying to break through, you're trying to make your way.
Exactly.
Is it a case where you're basically prepared to do whatever needs to be done to get the job done?
It's just fun.
Yeah.
Everything, every aspect.
Even if we did breakthrough, I think we'll still be the same. I think we'll still. There's no need to be a diva or some big shot. Like, we're making films. It's a fun industry. There's no need to have an attitude.
You have to have a love for it, because when you realize how much work goes into it, you'll run.
Okay, well, you don't need to have attitude, which means you all have no career in the media. Because you have to have an attitude and an ego to work in the media. But she gave me a good line about the stealing part, because you remember, again, they're too young for it, but you remember when Desmond Carter said, all are we thief? Leading up to the elections of 1986. So then within the right environment, all of us a bunch of thief here in Trinidad and Tobago. So in this stealing aspect of it. It's a story about Wendy, apparently sold out in just an hour after for the first showing on Saturday. It's going to be shown again on the 27th in Tobago at Little Carib on October the 2nd, which is the final day of the film festival. So Heidi Walcott, Sean Hodgkinson, good to have you here with us.
Thank
all
you.
Power to the effort. And to those of them in the background wondering how come you didn't big them up, we will tell them the time ran out and we didn't allow you to mention them to get you in more trouble. Good to have you with us, and all power to you.
Thank you so much, and have a happy Republic, everyone.
We'll be back right after this.